Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on this eye makeup look. It's my very first time trying something like this, and I really wanted to use yellow because I love yellow on my eyes. And I actually used 3 Anastasia Prism palettes because each one of them has like a different tone of yellow. I love her yellows. I love the way that they show up. And the main color that I wanted to stand out was one from the Prism palette called Spheres. So it's like a super neon bright yellow that I have right in the middle. And I was really happy with it. It's my very first time trying something like this. Instead of doing like a cut crease and then just applying one shade all over it, I really wanted to try something a little bit different. So go ahead and keep watching if you want to see the way that I did that. Also, the lipstick that I'm wearing right now is a super bright orange. I mean, I'm feeling the bright colors right now, and it is called Sundays. It's one of Tarte's new lipsticks, and it is a super bright orange. So that's the one that I'm wearing right now. It's probably like a lot, but I really love it. Like, I really like the way that this turned out. So go ahead and keep watching if you want to see step by step the way that I created it. So I'm going to be using a few different colors for the look. First, I'm going to start off with the Anastasia Artist palette, and I'm going to use the color Buttery. And I'm going to set my primer, which I used the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. The next palette that I'm going to use is the Subculture palette. And I'm going to take a little bitty blending brush, which is the Morphe M514. It's a really tiny brush, and I think it's really good if you have small hooded eyes. So I'm going to use the color Edge first, which is the yellow one. And I'm going to apply this right here on the crease area and just start blending it back and forth. I also am baking, so I have a little bit of powder on my under eye, so that way I can remove that later. If you hold your brush towards the end, you see, it really helps you not like push on the product, and it just helps you blend it smoothly. I feel like it's easier for me. And then I'm going to use the second color from this palette, which is New Wave, and it's the orange. And I'm using the same brush for that. I'm going to apply that right underneath the yellow. Like, I'm not going to bring it all the way up, but just a little bit below it. They're going to pretty much blend in together in a way, but you can still see that it's a little bit yellow. So since I kind of covered up the yellow a little bit, I'm going to pick a little bit more and apply that right above the orange again. And then since I feel like this brush has a lot of color, I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm just going to use this one to help me blend that. I'm going to go back with this brush again and just go back and forth. I didn't add any more product, I'm just using whatever is left. So now I'll start working on the cut crease that I have. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and a little bitty small brush. You want to use one that doesn't have like a bunch of little hairs sticking out, because then you're going to mess up the line. And I'm going to start on the bottom, in the middle on the bottom, right here. And I'm going to drag this in a little bit towards the inside and just a tiny bit on the outside. So that's all I have pretty much on the eyeliner area. And then I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to keep it in the center because that's where I want the brightness to be for the first color. And I am picking up quite a bit of product just so that it can really apply like with the first couple of swipes that I use. And I'm going to mark where I want the cut to start. And now I'm going to fill in the center area. Whenever you start using concealer, it's really hard to blend your eyeshadow afterwards. So right here, this is going to help me pretend that I'm blending once I add the other colors. And you'll see that on the second step. But I'm going to leave it with these little areas with no concealer, so it can look like one's blending into the other. So now I'm going to apply the color right here, and I'm going to use it with this tiny little brush, and I'm going to use the color Sphere. And I'm just going to put it right on top of the concealer. I'm also just using little patting motions, so that way the color really sticks on to the concealer. I'm going to spray my brush a little bit with a makeup mist. It's really yellow, but I want it to show up a little bit more, and I want it to stick a little bit better. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to work on the second color, and I'm going to cut the crease again with the concealer. And I'm going to fill in this area too. And to fill in the area, you don't need that much concealer because then you're going to build it up too much. So just use a little bit and just tap it. For that little empty spot, I'm just going to tap it. Tap the concealer in there. So this is what's making the pretend blend, is those little areas that I didn't fill in with concealer in the first place. So now I'm going to go back to the artist palette, and I'm going to use a pointy brush, and I'm going to use the color Fresh. I'm using a pencil brush because it helps me be precise on where I'm going to apply it, especially on this inner corner part. So I'm going to put that on top of the entire area where I put the concealer. And I'm going to go over the bright yellow color. And I want just a little bit more bright yellow, so I'm going to go over this area right in the middle. I'm going to apply the neon yellow there. Pretty much going back and forth until you like the way that it looks. And also for them to look pretty even. Back with a pencil brush, I'm not adding more color, I'm just going to tap on a little bit more of the color and blend in the two colors together. I feel like this one's just a little bit more higher than this one on the cut crease, so I'm gonna add a little bit more concealer. Sometimes that happens, it's not like always perfect on the first time, so just keep working little by little. I'm gonna do the inner and the outer part. Okay, so now I'm going to use the artist palette again, and I'm using the color Saturn, and I'm using this tiny little brush, and I'm going to apply that on the outer corner and the inner corner. Now using a fluffy blending brush, I'm going to work on the outer corner. And I'm going to take the little beady blending fluffy brush that I used at the beginning. I'm going to blend out this edge. And it's not that small, but I just feel like it works really good with my eyes. I already applied my waterline eyeliner because I didn't want to be like touching my under eye area, but I used the Urban Decay Precision. It's the 24/7 pencil, so it's this one right here. And I'm going to use the same color that I used out here on the lower lash line. Okay, so before I finish, I'm going to remove this fallout that I have. And I'm going to take my fluffy brush and just kind of go back and forth very lightly. I'm going to use the color Obsidian, which is the black shade from the Prism palette. And I'm going to pick it up with a little bitty tiny brush. I love this brush for my lower lash line. I'm going to spray it a little bit with water. Just because it's so tiny, it's like a tiny little pencil brush. And I'm going to put it like really close to the waterline eyeliner and kind of smudge it in a way. And it's super, super tiny, so it works really good. For the inner corner, I'm going to use another Anastasia palette, and this one is the Aurora Glow Kit. And I'm also going to wet this highlighter. Apply that right here in the inner corner very carefully. I'm going to go over that waterline on the inner corner a little bit. Now for the eyelashes, I'm going to use these right here. I already used them, so that's why I don't have the box, but it's the Ardell Studio Effects Wispies, and I'm not gonna use any eyeliner. Let me get this. Oh, I'm not gonna use any liquid eyeliner, but I'm gonna use a black duo glue, and then for mascara, I'm gonna use the Colosso Big Shot mascara. And lastly, I'm just gonna apply a little bit more of the orange underneath, just dragging it out a little bit so I can really peek through the eyelashes. Don't be scared to use color under there, because trust me, it makes a difference and it really makes it stand out.
I didn't think we could fall in love. Broken from the start, chained to heart.